My selfie stick's not in the way, is it? All right, sir, can we just get you to say your name for us and your title?
Sure, I'm Lieutenant Bill Cowan, C-O-W-A-N.
And your correct title, sir?
Lieutenant.
Okay.
I'm currently assigned over the Detective Bureau for the Gulf Shores Police.
Tell us what happened last night and what update you can give us this morning.
About 9:47 p.m. last night, Gulf Shores Police received a call of a traffic accident on the W.C. Holmes Bridge here in Gulf Shores. We had been reported that a pedestrian had been hit by a vehicle and the vehicle fled the scene. And when we arrived on scene, we discovered that had happened and that the pedestrian was indeed deceased.
Could you tell us the name of the pedestrian who was hit?
Yes, it's going to be an Aubrey Coggins. He's a resident of Foley, Alabama.
And this is a 26-year-old man?
It is.
The suspect in this case, what can you tell us about him?
He was actually arrested shortly after fleeing the scene with the assistance of the Orange Beach Police Department, and exact charges are pending, but it's going to be a Gulf Shores man, Mr. David Justin Todd.
Do you know if this guy has any prior arrests that you're aware of?
At this point, I have not personally looked at his criminal history, but that will be part of the investigation that goes on today.
How serious is it that this man fled from the scene in this crash?
Absolutely serious. If you are involved in an accident of any kind, you're supposed to remain on scene, but when you hit a person and cause an injury or death, fleeing the scene is about the most serious offense you can commit.
And can you talk to us about the circumstances of this accident? We understand that Mr. Coggins was helping another couple of drivers direct traffic around a previous accident.
I would love to be able to confirm or deny that. At this point, those facts are under investigation, and I just don't know the exact nature, and I'd hate to give you false info.
We understand that Mr. Todd was picked up at the Marathon gas station in Alberta in the Mifflin area. Can you talk about that, the distance that he apparently traveled?
It's a fair distance from the bridge in Gulf Shores to there. It would be a guess, but it's probably every bit of about 8 miles from the scene here in Gulf Shores to there, and he made it a good fair way.
We'd also heard that apparently he had dropped off a passenger in the Orange Beach area. Can you talk about that at all?
No, that's all going to be part of what's under investigation today. There's a lot of pieces to put together, and I would just hate to give you wrong information.
Do we know if Mr. Todd do you believe that Mr. Todd was impaired behind the wheel when this crash happened?
We believe alcohol indeed played a part in this accident.
What evidence do you have to suggest that at this point?
Well, that will be part of the investigation today.
Now, he ran from the crash. Are there any charges for a passenger that was in the vehicle as well that apparently may have gotten out at some point?
Depending on the circumstances and their participation level in the fleeing, sure, it's conceivable there could be charges, but they would not be automatic. It would have to be the result of the investigation to see.
And where is Mr. Todd at present? Who is keeping him in custody?
Currently, he's in the Gulf Shores Police Department jail, and after the charges are levied against him today, he will ultimately be transferred to the Baldwin County Correction Center.
Tell me what the formal charges are at this point, if you know them off the top of your head.
I do not off the top of my head. I'd have to speak with the investigators.
Talk to me just about the tragic aspect of this, that Mr. Coggins was apparently trying to help other drivers. He's being a good Samaritan and ends up getting killed in the process.
Well, like I say, I can't give you that because I don't know for sure, and I would hate to give you wrong information as to what the victim was doing in the roadway at that point.
I was talking to other folks in the area just about safety on that bridge. What concerns do you see on that bridge on a regular basis when people break down or have accidents?
Anytime there's a breakdown on the bridge or any roadway, you know, we live in a world of distracted drivers. We live in a world of heavy traffic in our area. Anytime there's a breakdown, there's a potential for an accident, and once there's one accident, that can multiply into others. Just try and be attentive and pay attention to what you're driving and how you're driving in these conditions.
But again, Mr. David Todd of Gulf Shores, he's been charged in this case, and charges are pending for him. But you believe he was impaired, alcohol was involved in this?
We believe alcohol was involved in this.
Sir, is there anything else that you can add that we haven't asked you about?
No, I think you've done a good job. That's about it.
All right. Arnell, could you do me a favor and give me the microphone?
Need 2 shots?
Yes, let us do a 2-shot right now. I'm adjusting this here.
We are really going to have to go inside from the rest of the summer. It's getting too hot to do these outdoors.
Basically, we're doing also on Facebook Live just to give you a heads up here. This is just one of those cases that is just really sad. The people that are watching on Facebook Live, just to summarize, the victim in this case, 26-year-old Aubrey Coggins. In fact, I'm going to switch around my camera here just to change things up a bit. There we go. The victim in this case, 26-year-old Aubrey Coggins of Foley, Alabama, apparently hit by the hit-and-run driver in this case, Mr. David Todd, 40 years old, from Gulf Shores. That's all Gulf Shores police are talking about at this point. Will you have another update later today, or is this all you guys are going to have so far?
I feel confident there'll be another update later today, at least with more specific charges. How much more information we'll get out, I don't know, but by the end of today, I feel confident we'll have the known charges on and be able to get that out.
But this is a serious situation. You've got a guy accused of hitting somebody, killing somebody, and then leaving, going a long way away. How does this strike you, just from an emotional level?
Well, clearly, just the human aspect really bothers us. It's troublesome. We don't enjoy these kind of things happening in our community. We don't enjoy hearing about them anywhere. Working on them can take a toll. The community is bothered when things like this happen. We're a pleasant community where it's a safe environment. We hate to see these kind of things happen.
This happened roughly around 10 o'clock last night. Can you talk about the circumstances surrounding the other incident on the bridge? What started this? Why? We understand there was a previous car crash or somebody was pulled over. Can you talk about that at all?
I can't yet because I just don't want to give you the wrong information.
Sure. All right. Well, sir, I appreciate your time, and we'll get that microphone from you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for your time. I'll wrap up here on Facebook. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm News 5's Chad Petrie. We're live at the Gulf Shores Police Department right now. They just gave us an update on this incident, at least identifying two of the people involved. One, the victim, a Mr. Aubrey Coggins, 26 years old, of Foley, and 40-year-old David Todd of Gulf Shores. He is the suspected hit-and-run driver at this point. According to the news release that I was just handed from Gulf Shores Police, charges are pending at this point. They expect to have an update on more specific charges a little bit later, but again, that's all we do know right now. Again, when we were talking with Mr. Cowan from the Gulf Shores Police Department, he didn't want to go into specifics on the circumstances. What we've been told previously is that this started with a two-car incident on the bridge. We're not entirely sure if it was a two-car crash or somebody broke down and two cars ended up stopping, but somebody who wasn't involved in that at all apparently was on the bridge helping to direct traffic. That person was then hit by a van. That van fled the scene, was eventually caught by Orange Beach police officers. We're told that happened in the Mifflin area, Alberta area, at a Marathon gas station is where they found the driver, Mr. David Todd. Also, they say that they believe Mr. Todd was impaired, that alcohol was involved in this crash. We'll bring you more updates as we get them. For now, I'm News 5's Chad Petrie, live at Gulf Shores Police Headquarters.